Hi, this is Dushio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. I'm still slightly in shock from the last video because I helped a dragon with their assisted suicide, which I was not down for, but there are two more endings to go on this mod, so we are gonna check these out. Okay, so we have got a countdown here, and I think maybe we can just try and escape. So we're gonna press and hold the button, and then we gotta hit the button 3 more times after that. We got our scuba gear on as well, so we can escape. So hopefully, this will mean that we can escape, but we've left the generator behind. This is what we want to do. Suddenly the door opened, unleashing a flood of seawater. I was prepared. While we were passing the airlock, I pointed at a series of drains near the floor that seemed to be a cause for major suction force. Naomi stopped for a moment and glanced around, until she spotted a long rusty metal rod sticking out of the wall outside the airlock. She swam up to it and spat out a green thick cloud at its base, then propped herself against the concrete slab nearby and pushed hard. The old piece of rubble snapped nearly clean off. While she made her way back, she chipped off several smaller pieces of metal and stuffed them into each of the intakes. Several long moments later, I felt the water flow slow down and eventually stop completely. The dragoness gave me a smug smile and rushed toward the exit. Okay, we need to get out. So hopefully that was good. So there are two major paths. If you go to the third chapter, if you get the generator, you get endings A and B. But now we've left the generator behind, and hopefully that means that we can just check out endings C and D. I felt a shockwave hit my body like a gust of storm wind. Large waves engulfed us completely before we made our way back up. Okay, so the place exploded completely. So that's lost technology right there. But at least your idea bought us enough time. I figured that jamming the pumps should delay the flooding, if only for a bit. That had to have been the most potent acid I've ever produced. Talk about stress of a situation. Yeah. What now? I'd say we swim back to shore and get some good rest. Do you mind holding me? I can't make it otherwise. Off we go. Cool, we have made it to chapter 5, and I'm going to assume that you've seen some of the previous videos, so I don't have to read everything out again. We're going to skip and hit the new dialogue, and then we're going to see what we can do. So Naomi's going to arrive, we're going to check out the fireworks, confront Reza, all that good stuff. Zooming on through. Sebastian is still alive, Maverick is still alive, Bryce is still alive, everyone's still good at this point. So this guy ran and raving. Okay, so Maverick and the administrator just got killed. And Naomi's come into the corridor. I heard gunshots. This is similar to ending E, but I think that this is new. Maverick? Who the fuck are you? Freeze! You. Somehow, Naomi managed to jump out of harm's way just in time. This is new. Oh, fuck. Another shot, however, hit her square in the chest. She staggered and stopped by my side. Reza used the opportunity to reload his weapon. What now? You gonna let me through, or do I have to finish the job with you? Naomi is sitting on the floor next to me. Crimson streams ran down her scales, but her determined expression remained firm. I looked over to Maverick and the administrator. Both lay dead in a pool of their own blood. Absolutely. These guys spent more of their time dead than alive in these gameplays. I swear. Feels bad. Okay, let's get back to it. Out of my way. With no other options present, I complied. Now you hesitate to kill? Even though you're dooming millions to extinction? It's your choice. If you told me that just a few minutes ago, I would have had to do all of this. Well, you could have come with me, idiot. But if you want to die here with everybody else, feel free. Okay, maybe I can try and sneak. I mean, yeah, let's do it. Let's sneak this guy. This is my chance to stop him. I patiently waited for him to grab the box and head toward the exit. Okay, given such an opportunity, I moved in as fast as I could, try not to make any noise. I was only a few meters away from him when Reza suddenly stopped, dropped the box. He turned around in an instant. So, you made up your mind. A shot went off, sharp pain pierced my chest, stealing my breath. Weakness rapidly spread through my body, making me stumble toward the nearest wall and lean on it for support. Fool, what did you think would have happened? I gasped for breath. I had to try. And look where it got you. You've taken enough lives, dude. Quickly shifting to a different target, Reza had enough time to fire at Naomi again. But at that moment, a spray of thick greenish liquid was already flying through the air. Her venomous spit landed on his face and neck. Reza folded over, shrieking in agony and grabbing his face. He tried to clear the substance off himself, but only spread it further. His skin quickly reddened, streams of blood flowing down his shirt. He waved his gun and started firing wildly, clearly unable to see. Soon, Reza stopped moving and slid down the wall. Most of his face was burned beyond recognition. The venom had completed its work. Yet Reza got hit with that acid once again. Unable to keep myself up any longer, I slid down the wall, not even noticing the trail of crimson that I'd left behind. Slowly and unsteadily, Naomi made her way to me and lay down nearby. Her head rested on my lap. Despite excruciating pain, a single thought crossed my mind. The comet! I had to leave a warning somehow, and my PDA was the only option. With my fingers shaking and unwilling to cooperate, it took some time to write a message, but in the end, it was done. What are you doing? Your people need to know about the comet. It's going to crash into your planet. Why didn't you tell anyone before? It's a long story. I see. But for us, it looks like this is it. The medics and the police are coming, but I doubt they'll make it in time. Don't give up yet. We both already know the truth. Okay, I guess. You don't seem to be afraid. No, I'm not scared anymore. There's only regret. Why? Because I failed to protect you. Don't blame yourself. I took a huge risk, and I paid the price. They're very chatty, considering they've both been shot to pieces. But we stopped Reza and saved the generator. At least your world is going to be okay. Do you think we'll ever meet again? I hope so. Me too. The dragoness placed her hand over mine and gave it a gentle squeeze. With my strength leaving me quickly, I could barely return the gesture. She nuzzled into my abdomen a little more firmly and shut her eyes. The bullet wound hurt even more with the extra pressure applied, but I gave no sign of it. It's so cold, but with you nearby, I'm not afraid. Soon, her grip loosened. I glanced back toward the exit one last time and resigned to my fate. A lone hooded figure shook its head in silent disapproval as it walked through the scene. It checked everyone for a pulse and found no survivors. Kneeling over me and Naomi, it gently moved her head out of the way and carefully rummaged through my every pocket. Once the task was complete, the figure headed toward the exit. There was a lot of work to be done. Okay, so in that route, everybody died. A warning left on the PDA of a dead ambassador was enough to convince the council to conduct additional research, which quickly revealed the danger the comet posed. With the generator from the underground facility intact, they had no problems preventing the disaster from ever striking their world. The role of the unknown human remained a mystery to the dragons. However, she was given the same honours as everyone else who lost their lives at the hands of Reza. Any attempt to reach out to humanity to demand explanations, however, resulted in failure. For reasons unknown, the coordinates were no longer present in the portal's control terminal. Due to my and Reza's mission being a failure, our city soon succumbed to the harsh realities of the fallen Earth. Everybody died. Everybody died. Okay, so that is ending D. We have got one more ending to go. Let's try this one more time. I think this might be the final time. Reza a bad dude. Maverick shows up dead. Administrator shows up dead. Naomi's been shot. And we have an opportunity to sneak up on this guy, and we're not going to do that now. No way. I could only watch as he took the generator and headed toward the exit. Because this guy's locked and loaded, he will take us out. Hey, Reza. But before he could ask or do anything, a stream of thick greenish liquid shot from Naomi's open mouth and coated his face and neck. Got him with that acid. Much to her credit, not a single drop of venom hit the generator box. Good aim. Reza dropped his cargo, shrieking in agony. He tried to clear the substance off himself, but it only spread further. His skin quickly reddened, streams of blood flowing down his shirt. He grabbed his gun and started firing wildly, clearly unable to see. Get down! Suddenly, I was tackled off my feet by Naomi. She pinned me down to the floor and crossed her arms above my head to provide as much protection as she could. Soon, Reza stopped moving and slid down the wall. Most of his face was burned beyond recognition. The venom had completed its work. Okay, Reza, you're always getting killed, and you deserve it basically 99% of the time, so it's all good. We did it. Naomi's been shot like 3 times. Yeah, it's finally over. Naomi seemed to be short of breath though. Good to hear. Naomi slowly rolled off me. To my horror, 2 more fresh bullet holes were clearly visible on her scales. Why didn't you hide behind Maverick? He's already dead, he can take the hit. I scrambled to get up and gently cradled her head on my lap. Hold on, I'll look for a first aid kit or something. Reza got me good. Bandages and band-aids likely won't help. When I went back to town, I notified everyone, medics and police, main force will be here soon, but I'm afraid I don't have the time. I'm losing too much blood. We have to stop this. No use. Most of the bleeding's internal. God damn it. But at least you're safe. So it wasn't in vain. I hope I did good enough today. You did great. Nobody could ever ask more of you. But I wish it didn't have to come to this. There's no other way to stop Reza. For you, for the sake of the children he kidnapped, I had to throw away caution and attack. Just like when we were trapped, and you acted without hesitation. Maybe it wasn't the best solution in hindsight, but at that moment, we couldn't afford to stop and think. Today, I realised I had to act fast too. And you've done it, but at what price? It was worth it. The rest is all up to you. I'm sorry I won't be there to help. Naomi's lips faltered as she pushed the side of her head firmly to my chest and shut her eyes. Softly, I put my hand on her cheek, giving it a light rub. So cold, but with you nearby, I'm not scared. For a time, we sat in complete silence. I gazed upon her still features, feeling the tension of her muzzle against my body slowly fade. A few minutes later, she breathed no more, and her body had gone limp. Gently, I settled the dragoness on the floor and made my way outside into the night. While waiting for police and medics to arrive, I idly checked on the portal's terminal to get my mind off recent events. Humanity's coordinates were gone. Only the emergency ones remained. I staggered back, turning around and sat on the ground, wrapping my arms around my knees. Before the main group arrived, I spotted Sebastian walking out of the woods and quickly making his way to me. Oh, what are you doing here? It was Reza. He was here? And he's dead, but not before he killed Maverick and Naomi. I can't believe it. They can't be just gone. Go inside and check if you want. If only I hadn't left my post. Maybe then we could have stopped Reza, and they'd still be alive. He was armed and had no reservations about killing. You were there all by yourself, not expecting anything to go wrong. Did you think you really had a chance? I see what you mean. Emergency groups will be here soon. Naomi had called him in earlier. Then I guess I'll keep you company for now. I don't think I can face what's inside just yet. Without a word, I moved to the side to free up some space by the terminal. Sebastian took the invitation, sitting down on the grass near me, leaning back. Sebastian's whisper was almost too quiet to hear. Naomi, I should have told you while I still could. We both sat there, grieving in silence. It didn't take long for a large group of dragons to arrive. After some questioning, I was sent back to my apartment. I relayed warnings about the comet to the council as soon as I could. The evidence provided in addition to the data from my PDA quickly convinced them to start working on a plan to divert the incoming threat. The following evening, Bryce and I met up at the bar to commemorate his fallen colleagues. We parted our ways long after midnight, too drunk to remember much, if anything, about our get-together. However, he managed to keep himself in control at Naomi and Maverick's funeral. The police department decided to hold it as a single event for both. They were commemorated as the finest example of police officers who had made the ultimate sacrifice to follow their duties. At least, he still had Sebastian. Yet I had more urgent matters to worry about, and grief had to be saved for later. Staying in close contact with the council through Emera, I kept an eye on their progress of developing means to divert the comet. When the time was right, they executed the plan and ultimately prevented the disaster from ever happening. My job in this timeline was done. I could accept the outcome, cut the losses, and live on in the luxury the dragon world provided. Yet such an existence would have been nothing but the torture of endless memories. Going back, on the other hand, offered a way to forget, to start my path anew. Maybe next time I'd be able to help the people of my city. Maybe next time I'd be able to save her. And that was the C ending. Oh, okay, that was a bit of a downer as well. And we have now seen all of the endings to the mod. It's a really good mod. And the people who made it, they made Naomi their own character. Like, she was mentioned in the story before, and she has since appeared in the official webcomic. But they made Naomi her own, and they gave her her own character arc. And yeah, in keeping with the style of how the game treats its characters, she had some rough endings as well, and I did enjoy playing them. There was the whole thing that Sebastian had a thing for Naomi as well. It would have been quite interesting that they could have had more Sebastian time to explore that route as well. But otherwise, this was really good mod, and I hope they continue to make more in the future. We'll just have to see. But this was really fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.